Victor Wembanyama is something we've never seen in the NBA before.
Yeah, he's like a 2K creative player.
But there's still so much you don't know about him.
Everybody's been a unicorn over the last few years, but he's more like an alien.
These are strange things you didn't know about Victor Wembanyama. And starting with number 1, the second Victor stepped into the NBA, he was already one of the tallest players in NBA history. At just 20 years old, he already stands at 7'4" with no shoes on, and that puts him at number 10 for the tallest NBA players ever. We've seen some giants throughout history, some players like Taco Fall and Yao Ming who are both 7'6", and Manu Bol and Georgi Marizin who are the tallest to ever play in the league. Victor's arms are also some of the longest the NBA has ever seen. His wingspan is 8 feet long, and that lands him third on the longest in NBA history list, just behind Taco Fall and Manu Bol. With height and a wingspan like that, he doesn't even need to jump to dunk the ball, and at only 20 years old, there's still a chance Victor isn't even done growing. But that's not the only thing that's big about Victor Wembanyama, because his feet are some of the biggest in NBA history. When he came into the NBA, his feet were a size 20.5, but by the end of his rookie season, he told everyone that his feet had grown to a size 21.5. The only NBA players that have bigger shoes than him are Shaquille O'Neal, Taco Fall, and Bob Lanier, and like I said before, he's still growing, so he could hold the record very soon. His feet are so big that he requires custom shoes to be made by Nike. At first during his rookie year, he would wear Nike GT runs, but the summer after his rookie year, Nike unveiled his brand new signature shoe. Nike used AI technology to create this design, and people are saying they look out of this world. And this fits perfect for Wemby because of his size, the way he plays, and some of the numbers he put up during his rookie year. He's known as the Alien. During his rookie year alone, he had a triple-double with blocks and hit multiple threes, something that no NBA player has ever done. He had 75 threes, 150 assists, and 150 blocks. Again, something not just no rookie has done, but nobody ever in the NBA in one season. He already has more games with 7 blocks than 4-time Defensive Player of the Year Rudy Gobert, and on his way to winning Rookie of the Year, he averaged 21 points per game, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3.6 blocks per game. Some of the best numbers of anybody in the NBA, and he did this as a rookie. And as if those numbers aren't crazy enough, he made 128 threes, shooting 33%. All this while standing at 7'4". Now we can see why people refer to Wemby as the greatest prospect in NBA history. Players like LeBron said Wemby is an alien and one of the best players the NBA has ever seen. Everybody's been a unicorn over the last few years. Well, he's more like an alien. No one's ever seen anyone as tall as he is, but it's fluid and graceful on the floor. Nike had to match Wemby's shoes and his official logo with how he is on the floor, so they designed his official logo. Now there's no choice than for Wemby to be known as the Alien. But moving to number 2, we have to go back to the year 2020, because this was when his 16-year-old Victor Wembanyama dominated Rudy Gobert one-on-one. Back then, Victor Wembanyama was only 16 years old, but he was already 7'3", taller than Rudy Gobert at 7'1". Rudy Gobert was 28 years old and was already a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, one of, if not the best defender in the NBA. He even just won his 4th award last year in 2024. Both these guys are from France, and while Rudy Gobert was in town for the Olympics, a 16-year-old Victor Wembanyama had to show that he was already better. And now that both these giants are in the NBA, they get to play each other in actual games. And Victor even told us who the one guy he wants to dunk on is. But dunking isn't the only thing that Victor is doing every day. I already mentioned how much of a freak Wemby really is. 7'4", size 21.5 feet, and over an 8-foot wingspan. But even while being that big, he only weighs 235 pounds. Comparing that to some NBA players, Taco Fall at 7'6", only 2 inches taller, weighs 311 pounds. Zion Williamson, who's only 6'6", weighs 284 pounds. And Luka Doncic, who is 6'7", weighs the exact same as Wemby. One of the problems that he faces is that because he is so big, it's not safe to add a ton of weight on all at once. So instead of being in the gym 24/7 lifting weights, he has to slowly build strength. Just take a look at Kevin Durant, another tall, lengthy NBA player that hasn't really put on much weight throughout his NBA career. It's even been rumored that Kevin Durant doesn't even lift weights at all. Wemby's had the same trainer since he's been a kid, and he says that adding too much weight too quickly could be difficult for his joints, knees, and the things he's already able to do on the floor. His trainer said Victor's workouts focus on building strength over time, with a focus on leg strength and core activation. But that doesn't mean that Wemby isn't trying to gain weight at all. In fact, he eats an insane amount of food per day just to maintain the weight he's at right now. But don't listen to me, listen to the man himself.
Word on the street is that you eat quite a bit. How many meals a day?
I gotta eat whenever I can. Before practice, after practice, before going to bed, after waking up, before the nap, after the nap.
Wemby has to eat whenever he can, and on average, that leads to him eating 5 meals per day, and it's even rumored that those 5 meals can reach up to 8,000 calories. For comparison, the average adult male eats 2,000 to 3,000 calories per day, so Wemby eats about 3 times as much as the average man, and his favorite food to eat is breakfast tacos. But before he was playing basketball and gaining weight, Victor Wembanyama was actually playing other sports. His parents were both athletes. His mom was a professional basketball player, and he even credits her for the reason he started playing basketball in the first place. And his dad was a former track and field star who competed in high and long jump. When Wemby was a kid, his first sport was soccer, and he played goalie. Now, Wemby was still as freakishly long and tall as he is now, so he basically covers the entire goal with just his arms. He even showcased his soccer skills online, and that's not even the only sport he played as a kid. He also tried out judo. Judo is a Japanese martial art and Olympic sport that focuses on throwing and grappling techniques to subdue opponents, originally created in 1882. So not only is he dominating the NBA, he would also dominate in soccer and fighting. There's no way anyone is scoring a goal on him. But moving on to number 5. We already talked about how Wemby set multiple NBA records, but there's another record he set that may never be broken, and it's not even an NBA record. 2K is a video game company that creates multiple games, but they're most famous for NBA 2K, the biggest basketball game on the entire planet. And 2K has been around for a long time. Their first NBA game was released in 1999, and let's just say the graphics have gotten a little better since then. Now, Victor Wembanyama was one of, if not the most hyped prospect of all time, a 7'4" giant that could dribble and shoot like a guard. Not to mention, he dominated grown men ever since he's been a teenager in France. So when he came into the NBA with the first pick, 2K had a decision to make. Every year they give each NBA player an overall. Normally, rookies start at 60s, 70s, and 80 overall. And then the best players in the NBA are in the high 90 overalls. Before Wemby came into the NBA, the highest overall rookie ever was Zion Williamson at 81 overall. Some other high ratings were John Wall at an 81, Lonzo Ball at an 80, and Cade Cunningham also at an 80. Even some NBA legends were given low ratings when they first entered the NBA. LeBron was a 78 overall, Steph was a 69 overall, and even some of the most hyped prospects ever, Anthony Davis and Luka Doncic, came into the NBA as a 79 overall. So when Wemby was given an 84 overall, he shattered the 2K rookie record.
I don't know yet. Oh, that's nice. That's all right.
You
That's
like that?
Right. Yeah.
That's right.
And that high rating turned out to be accurate, because now in just his second year in the NBA, he's already a 91 overall, the 18th highest overall in the entire game. And number 6 might be even crazier, because Wemby getting drafted by the Spurs was almost like it was always meant to be. Wemby is from France, and when he was growing up, one of the best point guards in the NBA was also from France, Tony Parker. And growing up, he would tell Parker that not only was he going to the NBA, but was going to be the number 1 overall pick too. He watched Parker, Duncan, and Manu Ginobili win ring after ring and dominate the NBA for years. So of course, Victor became a Spurs fan, with even his family saying they wanted him to be drafted by the Spurs. So when the 2023 NBA lottery came around, the Spurs had one opportunity to make history, and their fate depended on the lottery.
The second pick will be made by the Charlotte Hornets. And that means that the number 1 pick in the 2023 NBA draft goes to the San Antonio Spurs.
Everything finally came full circle. Growing up, watching his favorite team, to being friends with one of their best players, and then drafted and being one of the best players to ever play for the Spurs. Tony Parker even tweeted a picture of Wemby as a kid in a Spurs jersey. Victor Wembanyama has a chance to be one of the greatest players ever, but if you want to see how good one of the best point guards ever is, click this video right here.